Hello everybody and welcome back to another video on my channel. Today's video is going to be a video on the Tetramorium bicarinatum. After so long, they are finally getting an update video, and this time lapse is actually why they are getting an update video. You see, one night around about 7 p.m. I ended up going into the ant room just to, look around, just look at the ants of course, and I ended up seeing the Tetramorium bicarinatum foraging on my desk. So I was like, you know what? I'll go ahead and give them some food just to see what would happen. I didn't think the colony is really that big, so I decided to do this. Well, it turns out the colony is rather large. This colony is doing more than just thriving. This colony has officially pretty much wiped out all of the biodiversity that was inside of this vivarium before their introduction. This vivarium used to have beetles, isopods, centipedes, all sorts of stuff, including worms, they had the whole 9 yards. But ever since their introduction, I've noticed that their biodiversity has been going down pretty much at a constant state. At first I thought this was just because I wasn't adding in new animals at all, and slowly but surely the biodiversity was just going down because of that. But then I started to realize over time that the Tetramorium bicarinatum were actually getting a little bit bigger. Not like too bad big, but I did definitely notice a substantially more amount of them than there were in previous times I looked in there. Then all of a sudden, after moving to the house that I was in previously, they actually moved to the other side of the tank, no longer living under the cork bark that was sitting on the other side where they were originally nesting. This was a massive move. I mean, it was big. They moved the entire colony, besides for a few workers, out of that nest and moved it onto the other side. Which, I saw so many queens and so many workers, it was absolutely insane. And since then, they have had a massive boost of activity. As you can see here, as I'm now starting to feed them, you can see a massive amount of workers just swarming the food. Now, I actually hadn't fed that colony in multiple months before the video with the purple light and time-lapse. This is the second time I'm feeding them in like 4 or 5 months, and just look at how big this colony is. These ants cannot die. It is amazing, just the fact of just how large this colony has gotten since then. And it's not like they aren't getting, put up with threats either. They do have active threats inside of this vivarium, and yet they are still thriving regardless. It really is just a testament to how resilient these ants are to being killed or just to die off or struggle. Like, they make it work no matter what. It is insane. Of course, here is a accidental video in vertical. I'm sorry, it didn't mean to be done, but you can see these are some of the spiders in the false widow group species, somewhere like that. They're definitely related to widows and false widows, but I am unsure as to what type of spider it exactly is. It has the messy web and everything, but I'm not sure. But as you can see, they are very pretty spiders, and I always introduce them every single year, and I even breed them. And these guys have been living there constantly, and their webs are absolutely filled with Tetramorium bicarinatum workers. These spiders are most definitely at the top of the food chain in this vivarium. They take out pretty much everything that ends up landing in their web, even local pests that wander their way into the vivarium, mostly end up getting taken out by these spiders. Now here is the visible part of the nest. You can see that it is very active. You can see them moving around brood constantly, even some eggs, as you can see there. One of the workers was actively carrying them. Here is the pupae chamber or larvae chamber that is visible to me. It is not very large, but of course it is the only bit that is visible. It obviously traverses a lot more of the vivarium than what is, being shown. You can see even more callows, which show that the colony is in fact growing. During the first day of this colony actually being here, this next chamber, this huge chamber, is where a bunch of queens were hanging out, and now you can see it's very condensed because of just how moist that chamber is. I haven't seen them house that much brood in here, but I do know that they did it in the past, and it's just amazing. Now this is the captive colony. This colony has at least 2 queens. I ended up actually removing them from the main colony to hopefully raise into a captive colony. Of course, eventually I'm actually going to end up getting a larger bit of the colony to be thrown in here, but for now this is going to have to do. Of course, this colony is doing absolutely great. They have quite a bit of brood. You can't really see it because mini hearts are horrible to take videos in, but they have a lot of brood. You can see the larvae and all that, but it's completely missing the eggs and all that funny stuff. But you can see that the queens are very healthy and they have been doing rather well in this new environment. As you can hear, my voice is destroyed. I'm sorry about that, by the way. I did not get any footage of this colony eating, but that was mainly because I already fed them that day and they had eaten everything. Hopefully this colony will end up getting to the inbreeding stage, which I definitely do not doubt. This colony has been inbreeding for much longer than, you know, what is probably imagined. Back at the old place, they actually used to have flights inside of the vivarium. I'd actually have to put on a top in order to stop them from leaving. Which was really cool to watch, to see just a bunch of these queen elates go up and try to fly away. That was in, I think, September, and since then they've pretty much not tried to do so again. So yeah, anyways, that is it for this video, and I'll go ahead and let outro me finish this all off. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a little bit of a longer update video, but I think it was definitely deserved for the fact that this colony hasn't been shown in so long. So yeah, anyways, I guess I'll let outro me go ahead and do this, so bye-bye. Thank you all for watching this video. You guys can check out my Instagram where I oftentimes post stories and all sorts of stuff like that. You can also check out the 2 Discord servers, and Keeping Anythology and Ants Anonymous, where you can easily get in contact with me. Also check out my Patreon. My Patreon is the best way that you can go ahead and support these type of videos, and it would mean a lot to me if you were to go over to become a patron, but you don't have to. Anyways, thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye.